Ya Mike, aku tua apa tu? Aku tua.
Obviously, the last game, that wasn't Kenya. Okay, we were up against the AFCON champions, and when you have a squad full of new players, young players, experimental players, that we weren't prepared to play Senegal, and then when the rules changed, and then all of a sudden you clash against Senegal with a young team that we've picked. It wasn't a good reflection on the team, on the players, but it is football. When you're in that situation, but we didn't also felt that we didn't have to play if we didn't want to, because we were supposed to play against Madagascar and Comoros, and then it changed again to Equatorial Guinea and Madagascar, and then it changed again to Equatorial Guinea, 2 matches, and then a week before the tournament starts you play Senegal. So then it was completely out of myself hands, the technical team and the team, but we honored the fixture, and we got a taster of real international football. So I think from that mistake you don't want to experiment again with young new players, and what we're try to do now is build for the AFCON team. So we want to get the strongest possible players that we have out there, Kenyan heritage players that plays in strong leagues, and that basically was the purpose for this, because we're playing against Estonia, and then if you win, you play the winners of Rwanda and Grenada. So it's a nice little opportunity for us to rectify and make people forget about our last result, and we're only as good as your last game, and we all know how that last game ends. So now we've got an opportunity to rectify that and put something positive again in the minds of Kenyan fans, because we've built up until here, we've built up really good, and I think the national team has progressed in a good way. Then to let the last result determine where we will finish, and we don't want to be demotivated because of that. So it's experienced players. We went to watch him his second last match against Hull City. Unfortunately they lost, and we had conversations, and obviously I think for a player like Zach, his last experience wasn't the best experience when he came here. So when a player is traumatized, you gotta nurse your way into it, but he's optimistic. He wants to play for the national team, and obviously he wants to get all the paperwork out the way, so that he get his Kenyan passport, and then he's eligible to play, and that's when we will see him back. But I think this one was just trying to convince the player, to come and join, because he can play for Kenya, and he showed that initiative that he wants to come and play. So so it's very exciting for us to have a player like Zach Weiner coming with championship experience. So yeah, and just add to the squad that we already have. And a lot of the players that plays in the local leagues can learn a lot from players. Having players like Zach Weiner comes, Daniel Ayembe, the same situation. His team is in a fight for European places. So he's spoken to me personally and asked me if I could excuse him for this camp, and obviously so you want the player to give himself a best chance for his club to finish in European places. So so that was my conversation with Daniel Ayembe, and that's why you don't see him here, but he was in the initial squad that I wanted. So yeah, so listen, we have a lot to look forward to, a lot of players that we went to see that's very eager. And I think for me that's the most important. Not there we go begging for players to come and play. Like, they're free will, they've got Kenyan mother or father, so they're eligible to play for Kenya because they have a parent that was born in this country. So they're very much Kenyan as every single one of you, whether they're born in another country, but with your father or your mother Kenyan, how come that doesn't make you Kenyan? So the fact that they want to come and play for Kenya, that's positive. Instead of us forcing ourselves onto players and begging them, I'm never going to beg no one. So the fact that they want to come and play and they're excited, they're optimistic, that's all you want. Then you know you're going to get the best of players because they want to play for Kenya, not other way around. So, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to building up for 2027. Yeah, I won't say it's been a roller coaster because it's been fairly good since I came here. Not a lot of bad experiences as my short tenure here at the national team. So I'm hoping that the growth of the national team continue to grow and we continue to progress and improve and become better. And yeah, like I said, Bajaba has been an exceptional talent that came from the local football. You know, he was thrown into the lion's den from nothing, and he stepped up massively, and he's proven, and he's dedicated to the national team. And then unfortunately for him, during the CHAN, just before the CHAN, he got a horrible injury that kind of kept him, and that's hampered him since till now. But he's again making that progress to getting back. So when you have the players that that you've seen what they can do and what they can offer to the national team, you don't turn your back on those players, because loyalty also goes a long way. And I'm somebody, when you do well for me, I'm always going to show you that loyalty, you know. And obviously the new players, you have to perform week in, week on to impress. So yeah, so I think it's just me also showing him that he still has a role, he has a part in this national team. So just because he suffered some terrible injuries and endured a not so great time at Simba, but I know when he's reunited with his national teammates, it brings out the best in him and everybody else around him. And you can see that the player, maybe the confidence is maybe a little bit not there from not being as active as he would have liked to. But the day he joined up with the teammates, you see the big smile on his face and he's happy again. And I think that always brings out that you want to play your best for your national team, for your country, because these are the people, your fans, your people, they believe in you, and that's why he's here. So he's going to contribute a lot, and yeah, and we have to give them that love that they need.
That's football, huh? You have the highest of highs at one point in your career, and suddenly a year later, pretty low. So I can't really say too much. Like, obviously I'm dealing with it, and hopefully trying to get back to my best.
How do you think your experience at Simba has shaped you as a player right now?
Obviously the standards there are very high in terms of player quality, and I mean training with them every day. being around different coaches and different environments, I think it's made me a better player, not just physically, but also technically and tactically. So yeah.
Of course, things happen. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but you got to keep working hard. You got to keep believing in God, and I'm thankful for God for being here. He's given me another opportunity to represent the country that I'm really happy to be in. So yeah, just another opportunity. So thank God. Obviously, I'm playing most of the games. I'm playing all the time, getting regular football, which I didn't have at Orient. So yeah, being at Tranmere is just another experience. I've hit the road well, scored a couple goals, and hopefully I can go back there fitter coming from here and then play even better. So yeah.
And how do you think that shapes you as a player right now playing in the national team?
Yeah, it's just giving me confidence, believing in who I am, believing in what I can do, and obviously Benny showed trust in me to bring me here. So yeah, I'm just ready to get going.